Pitch play here to Etienne. This is going to be a first down and more. Etienne off and running.
62 to the house for Mr. Etienne. Jaguars stuck with the run, and it paid off with an explosive touchdown in the big win over Carolina on Sunday, Brent.
And how about a 6-sack party for the Jacksonville Jaguars defense against the #1 overall pick? Jaguars feasted on the young guy. Trayvon Walker with a couple of sacks. Josh Allen with a record-breaking day. We talk all about the big win and everything on the line in Nashville this weekend. You wouldn't want it any other way.
This is the Action Sports Jags Report Live. Coming to you live from Sneakers. Sponsored by Farrah & Farrah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.
We came out, we played a great game. The guys, everybody played their butts off. And, you know, to make some NFL history myself with a win, couldn't be any better for sure.
Hey, a good milestone for Evan Ingram, and finally something happy to talk about. He's been microphones in front of his face during that losing streak. Well, everybody happy in that locker room on Sunday. Back to work now.
Yeah, it's Titans hate week around here, man. We got one more to pay off Tennessee, and if we can do that on Sunday, the Jags will be AFC South champions. We're live at Sneakers tonight as we welcome you to Jags Report Live. Brent?
Yeah, Brenton Strange will join us in just a bit. And I might have mentioned you wouldn't want it any other way. Dan's like, well, yeah, maybe you would. Like maybe sitting on the #1 seed like the Ravens. But from a competitive standpoint, I think people relish this kind of moment, right? So much on the line Sunday in Nashville against a rival, as big as rival as you have maybe outside of Pittsburgh in the NFL with the Jaguars.
We're going to learn later in the show that Mike Vrabel ain't conceding anything. So Jags going to have to get the work in this week, go up there with a mission, be ready to go, and play the kind of football game that they played on Sunday. And what we're talking about is it was a clean football game, right? They went out, they took care of things. They got the lead early on. They moved the ball on their first drive. They got a field goal. They got a 2-score lead, and then the defense really got after Bryce Young, pinned their ears back, took care of business. All in all, it was a dominating win for Jacksonville.
Jaguars have played 3 teams this year under 500. That's it. They won 23-7 over Atlanta. They just crushed the Panthers 26-0.
Okay.
And they beat the Titans 34-14. So handle your business one more time.
And it's what we needed. You know, we needed something to go right for us, and it did. And you know, it was a good. It wasn't I would say a pretty win. I don't think there's any win or any loss is pretty or ugly, but the fact that we got the win and the way we did it, proud of the guys. And yeah, it can definitely spark your team, you know, at this time.
It's time for the game plan. Sponsored by Everbank. Advantage you. Make the most of your money at everbank.com/Jaguars.
Well, do what you already did this year. Do what Doug Peterson's done 3 times since joining the Jaguars.
I hate that stadium.
Come on, it's not that bad. It won't be after Sunday evening. And do what you did last year in this same spot. Beat the Titans for the right to win the division and go to the postseason. That's the simple game plan.
Us old guys hate the Titans. We hate them for 1999. We'll never forgive them for what they did here in the AFC Championship. We need to beat them 100 times in a row, and then I'll feel a little bit better. We're going for number 4 on Sunday.
Yeah, and I'll take 2 times in a row in this situation, and that would remedy it, at least for the time being. 2 ways to get in for the Jags. The easy way is to win, right?
Yep.
And that's the way they want to go in. They want to go in as division champs. You host the Cleveland Browns next week if you do it. The other scenario, if the Jags do lose, all eyes on that Ravens-Steelers game on Saturday. If the Steelers lose and then the Raiders beat the Broncos, the Jags will go in as a wild card. So obviously you need help. It's not a lot of help, but you need help, and it's not the way you want to go into the postseason.
My favorite part of the show happens right now, Brent. Please give it up for our guest tonight, Mr. Brenton Strange. The rookie tight end from Penn State is here tonight to talk to us about all things Jaguars. Congratulations on the win, Brenton.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me back on.
Absolutely.
Well, you hope Happy New Year, by the way. Hopefully you had a good day. And I don't know if yesterday was the day off, today was the day off, but it's back to work and all eyes on Tennessee in your building, I got to believe.
Yes, sir. Back to work on Tennessee. Our goal was always to win the AFC South, and we got a chance to do that this week. So,
Brenton, what changed for you guys on Sunday, do you think, when you look back? You know, you scuffed up a little bit, scuffled your way through a 4-game losing streak, had to come back, knew you had to win the game. But what changed as you prepared for Carolina last week, do you think?
Obviously, we had some bumps and bruises. We had some guys out, but something that I hear a lot in the locker room is that when our back's against the wall, we always do what we got to do. And obviously, I wasn't here last season, but our back's been against the wall for the last couple of weeks, and we just want to come out with the win, victory on Sunday.
Josh Allen said something that's really interesting. He's like, best week of preparation yet. Could you sense that? I know you've only been around this thing for a year, but did you see a different level of dialed in by the entire team last week?
Yeah, most definitely. You feel the intensity, especially like during the week and the guys getting ready for the game, and we just want to take that level of preparation up a notch and just keep winning games.
You know, each game gets bigger now, right? I mean, they are playoff games. You have to win on Sunday, so this will be each game as you go along in your rookie season will be bigger than the last. What's that like? Does that get your juices flowing? I mean, it's been a long season for you. You haven't played this many football games ever in your life, I don't think, right? So even though you were out for a couple weeks, it's still a long season, but stuff like that keeps you going, keeps you motivated, keeps you ready.
Yeah, most definitely. You're making it sound like it's a bad thing, though. I mean, we get to go out there and we get to play another football game, so that's what I'm happy about. I love to play football, and everybody else on the team does too, so another opportunity.
Is this the biggest game you've played in? I mean, obviously you played in some big ones at Penn State. I mean, can you feel a different intensity, or is it just, you know, you just do your same thing like it's week one?
Yeah, I treat every game the same. I mean, obviously it's bigger stakes, but you can't really look at it like that. You stick to your routine and what you do throughout the week, and that's what gets you the win at the end of the week.
Well, he's got a guy teaching him the right way to go through a routine, doesn't he?
Yeah, I tell you, we've had a lot of good tight ends through the years here in Jacksonville,
Most
but
definitely.
Evan Ingram this year, I mean, what a season. I mean, 104 receptions. He's only the second Jaguar player to ever get more than 100 receptions in a season. The other guy was Jimmy Smith. So what are you able to glean from and learn from Evan Ingram as he goes about preparing and playing this game this year?
Yeah, I think the most common thing is just the difference between college and the NFL. And for me, it's really been the time management. Everything and the structure is a little bit more different than college. So just coming in and watching how he works and how he prepares for practice, the things he does before practice and after practice to get his body right. So that's been the most impressive thing for me, is how he prepares each week. And it shows, because what was he, the 8th tight end in NFL history? That's a very impressive stat right there. That's elite category.
Yeah. Look at the stats, by the way. And I mean, this is probably an interesting deal for you as a young player. Like, look what you could accomplish in the NFL if you keep getting better and better as you go. And this guy was a first-round pick. Some people did label him a bust with the New York Giants. He actually had some very nice years with the Giants as well.
Nothing like this.
Nothing like these two. And between Doug Peterson and Evan Ingram, it's been a perfect match.
He set the record last year for the most catches by a tight end in Jags history with 73.
Yeah.
He's got 31 more than that this year in 16 games. It's been phenomenal.
It's amazing. It really is.
And he shows up every day, and that's the big thing. And he's the same every day. And this guy is too. Is there still talk, still buzz about Josh Allen and what he's accomplished with the hat trick the other day and now 16.5 sacks? Just a monster year.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit last time I was on here, and I was telling y'all how talented he was. So that's a guy that I love going and competing against every single day in practice, because he's only going to make me better at the end of the day. And he's elite too. He's one of the best.
What makes him, like when you compete against him, what makes him so good, do you think, actually on the field? What part of him? Is it speed, strength? What does he have that you go, whoa?
I think the special thing about Josh is he has a little bit of it all. He's got the speed, he's got the strength, and he's a great leader too. So that's something that's important for us and our team, is how he comes in and he leads our team too.
He's a specimen, by the way. And I think when you were with us the last time, you said that was kind of your welcome to the NFL moment when you played against him in practice, right?
Yeah, we were in OTAs, and it was his first day back at OTAs, and I was like, all right, bet. Like, I know who Josh is, because me and Josh talk about it all the time. The last game he played at Kentucky was actually a couple days later. I had got to Penn State, and I had early enrolled, so I watched him play, and he just sadly dominated Penn State. And he's a great player.
Absolutely. Look at the numbers, by the way, on Josh Allen. And it's been historic here in Jacksonville. It's a huge payday coming. Everybody knows that. He does too. And unfinished business still, Dan, because he can catch the league's elite.
Does he have anything in his contract? If he wins the sack title this year, he gets a bonus? I wonder if that.
I don't know.
That'd be a good thing.
He's making $11.5 million. He's about to make $25 million plus after this. So I don't know if he needs anything else in his contract. I sound like I'm negotiating for the Jaguars. Trust me, I'm not.
Power Play of the Week, sponsored by IBEW Local 177, powering Jacksonville since 1912.
Well, somehow, Josh wasn't our Power Player of the Week, but well, we'll get to that part in a minute. But Cam Robinson's helmet toss is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't know he threw the helmet. If you were at the game, it just kind of went into the end zone. Woof. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And Brenton, this was all your fault.
Yeah, man, I don't talk about nobody or anything, but I don't know what made him so upset.
What did you do to Derek Brown that made him shove you?
That's what I'm saying. I usually talk during the games, but some of the guys on the team, they don't really like it too much, so I've stopped talking as much as I do, and I really don't know what made him upset, but I appreciate Cam having my back. That shows what type of a person he is, and he's a real one for that, because Derek Brown's a big guy.
Derek Brown is only like 3 tackles away from setting an NFL record for the most tackles in a season by an interior defensive lineman.
He's an unbelievable
really
player.
Good football.
Yeah, really good player. And like you said, a very big player. But there's 2 things. So you would chirp a little bit early in the season?
Oh, yeah.
And now you've gotten away from that?
Yeah, I've gotten away from it a little bit. Not everybody likes that. You know, when you chirp, the tight ends, they block everybody. So sometimes you chirp to the DNs, and some people don't like that. So I just stay away from it.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing to avoid the bigger guys, too, if you're chirping to them.
We were all talking about it, though, with Cam back in the lineup. I mean, and I'm not saying all these guys are tough guys, and they're all big men, but Cam adds a little nasty maybe to the lineup, and I think maybe that was missing a little bit when he was out. I thought it was a good thing. Like, normally you're going to be taught, keep your composure, don't lose your mind, don't get ejected. Yeah. However, maybe at that time, knowing the game was in hand, it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. How did the guys look at it?
I mean, yeah, for me, it just shows, like I said, it's Cam's leadership. He brings that gritty and toughness to our team that we like and that we want. So having Cam out there is definitely a huge difference maker. And yeah, he launched that helmet, didn't he? I'm like, who threw that helmet?
Yeah.
I was on the field.
It was a pretty good launch, and probably pretty hefty fine coming up. And I asked him about that. He said, I'm all right. Don't worry about it. Speaking of good tosses, how about your head coach?
What do you got?
Doug Peterson on a challenge, which he actually won 2 challenges. Hey, this guy's a good cornhole player, I think, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
That's that thing went far.
That's a former NFL quarterback. Don't sleep on him.
That is true. He went the underhand game here, maybe a little bit more like old guy softball league type stuff. But I was asking him, are you pretty good in cornhole? And I asked him a little bit about the challenge toss this week.
Yeah, that thing kind of flipped out of my hand pretty good. I didn't really need to throw it quite that far, but I'm glad I did it because we got 2 challenges right.
And if you get 2 challenges right, you get another one. There's some pride in that, by the way, is getting the challenges right and throwing that at the right time. Yeah. Everything was working for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, when we come back, more with Brenton Strange. Jags Report Live. Travis Etienne had a big day, and he's going to need a big stretch run for the Jacksonville Jaguars to do what they want to do. We're live at Sneakers in Jags Beach. Jaguars with 1 more game to go in the regular season, and hopefully 1 more home game at least in the playoffs.
This is the Action Sports Jags Report Live, coming to you live from Sneakers, sponsored by Farrah & Farrah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.
It's crazy how it's so simple, yet everyone wants to overcomplicate it and think, calm down, take a deep breath, do our thing, and that's what we did.
Remind me of the old Quincy Williams head in a beehive right there. Yeah. Sometimes slow it down, simple football, and it worked Sunday for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Andrew Wingard. Welcome back to Sneakers here in Jags Beach. Yeah. Hey, a toast to the new year. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024, and hopefully it gets off to a terrific start for you and for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Brent Martineau, Dan Hicken, and Brenton Strange, the Jaguars rookie tight end, here in a big football game, of course, for the city, for the franchise, for the players, and well, it would top off your rookie year if you could win a division championship and make it to the playoffs. How has this rookie season gone so far?
It's going great. A lot of learning, most definitely. And like we were talking about, we got Evan in the room. So it's been awesome to just come in and learn from a guy of that caliber and just see the things he does. Because I found myself in a similar situation at Penn State when I came in. It was another top guy, Pat Fryermuth, who was doing that. And I got to learn from him and take some stuff from his game. So, yeah, really appreciative of Ev, and not only Ev, Luke, and the coaches too.
I looked this up a couple years ago, and we were talking about tight ends a bunch. And tight end seems to be a developmental position in the NFL. There are some guys come in, perform very well right away. Laporta's doing a nice job of that in Detroit. But even if you look at Ingram, right? I mean, it's been a journey to get where he is. How patient do you have to be with that? And how hard is the position to play at this level to learn the craft and kind of become an expert at it?
Well, first of all, the position's very hard to play at every single level because you have to know what everybody's doing. You have to know everyone's assignment, where everyone's going. So it's a very hard position to play. You got to deal with all different types of body types. Sometimes you got to block the biggest guy on the field, and he's not going to move as fast. And sometimes you got to go block the smallest guy on the field, and he's going to try to finesse you. So it's a very hard position to play.
What I loved about the game Sunday, and I want to know if this was part of the game plan, is that you guys stuck with the run. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it doesn't work. You get a yard, but you got ETN, which means he can go at any minute, and go he went. And you also worked in Tank Bigsby for the first time in a while, and he got some good carries and had a 12-yard gain and had 10 totes. And in other words, we're going to run the ball. If we're not successful, we're going to keep running the ball. It helps with the time structure as well as the game. Was that part of the plan, that we were going to run no matter what?
Yeah, that was a big emphasis coming into the week. We came in, our first early morning meeting on Wednesday. We had said we wanted to run the ball. We had set a certain amount of rushing yards that we wanted to get, and that was what we stuck to, and it worked out well for us.
Yeah, well, I can tell you this. I've done the math. When the Jaguars run 27 times or less, they're 1-7. Oh. So it's 28 times or more. In this game, they ran 35 times. Yeah. They won the football game. By the way, get it to ETN 15+, and the numbers look good, too.
They also had, I think, 155 rushing yards, so that's a big, successful day. When you do something like that, man, that in the NFL, that's a great day. So that was a real positive of the football game.
I think you'll see it again against Tennessee as well. They'll stick with the run. Here's some milestones to keep an eye on, in fact, for not only Travis Etienne, but other Jaguars. Etienne can get to 1,000 yards. Calvin Ridley, 1,000 yards receiving. By the way, Ingram's not on here, but he can get to 1,000 yards with a big game receiving. Josh Allen can get that league lead in sacks. Trevor Lawrence, if he plays, we'll see, 4,000 yards, 20 touchdown mark. And Foye Oluokun trying to lead the NFL in tackles for a third consecutive season.
The drive of the day, driven by your local Ford dealers.
All right, the score's already 16-0, Dan, and we knew once they went up 16-0, the game was pretty much over, right? Right. But I like this drive because it's long. They had 3 drives in this game, getting back to a little bit of the run and third down conversions, 12+ plays. Mm-hmm. I think when the Jags are at their best, that's what they're doing.
Might want to tell CJ to slide on that one there, Brent. I mean, that was a tough collision, man. Yeah. And when you're down quarterbacks, we don't need another one going down. I'm sure they told him that after he got checked out and like, dude, get down.
Yeah, he looked like he got shaken up a little bit, but everybody knows CJ's a tough guy, so you know why he didn't want to slide, just because he's tough.
And I think this part's important, too. Brendan McManus had been scuffling a little bit. And guess what? Made 4 kicks. Finally, some reasonable length kicks as well in this game. So confidence going into the season finale, which is important. I don't know if you guys talk about this, Brenton, but you just clinched back-to-back winning seasons in Jacksonville. First time since 2004 and 2005. It's a pretty big deal around here for all these fans. Seen a lot of not-so-great football, I think, to get that 9 win. I know this is just, hopefully you never have a losing season. But can you sense that these wins, these milestones are important around here?
Yeah, most definitely. Jacksonville is a smaller, it's big, but it's a smaller market than most NFL teams. So at the end of the day, we want to win games because we know it just makes the community happier. We want to make the community proud and give you guys something to be proud of to come to those games on Sunday. So that's a big part of why we do it too.
Well, after you win on this Sunday, then we'll all be back at the bank for one more Sunday at least, and that would be a lot of fun. So that it's nothing like a home playoff game, and you'll see even it just amps up as you go. It's great stuff.
By the way, I think it's huge because sustained winning is what you're trying to accomplish in the NFL. And the Jags are doing that here a little bit. And we've referenced the 2004, 2005. But look at what some of the teams do.
Yeah.
21, 20, 19. I mean, Pittsburgh did it again. Mike Tomlin's a winning record once again.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure their team's that good. Most consecutive division titles, obviously the Patriots just went on a crazy run, and the Chiefs have as well. All right, we're not done yet with Brenton Strange. We get set for the Jags and the Titans. A little sunshine and rainbows, easier than the rest of the last month has been. We go there when we come back, and maybe even a salute to the fans as well. And that includes the folks here at Sneakers in Jax Beach. Jags Report Live. Will Trevor play against the Titans? That'll be a topic all week.
This is the Action Sports Jags Report Live. Coming to you live from Sneakers. Sponsored by Farrah & Farrah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Sunshine and Rainbow's easy this week, Dan, for me. No problem. Antonio Johnson, how about that? The young rookie, he's coming along. Very nice. Another interception, some big plays in the last month. He's a good special teamer as well. And I'm going to give a little more love to Brandon McManus. We kind of hammered him a little bit over the last month. Even the coach has a little bit at times. And he made 4 of them. Going to need him to come up big down the stretch. And how about a shout out to the fans? Came out again. They got the win. They see all these milestones. It was a celebratory day on Sunday, a beautiful football day to end the 2023 year, which has been a good one when it comes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Welcome back to Sneakers in Jax Beach. Brenton Strange with us here on the show. That's Charlie as well. He's helping us out. Thanks for being here, Charlie, and everybody else. Brent Martineau, Dan Hicken, Jaguars tight end Brenton Strange. Hope you had nice holidays, man, you and your family and everybody around the team. Was there a big gift? Did you have to buy a big gift for anybody now that you're in the NFL and maybe making more money than most people that just leave college? Or did you get anything big from a teammate?
I got a pretty nice gift in the tight end room. We did the White Elephant. I got a real nice speaker from one of the coaches in our position room. But yeah, I got my mom something nice. I got her a bunch of Louis Vuitton stuff, so that was pretty cool to do. My mom's always liked that stuff, and it was cool to be able to get that for her. You know,
that's got to feel good. That's good stuff.
I watched the Hard Knocks show with the Dolphins, and they showed the quarterback room. Dan Marino's in there handing out isotoner gloves.
That was a good moment.
Which is from our time, but he used to be the spokesman. I think he's got a lifetime supply.
I think he
didn't really
too.
break the bank.
Well, look, I mean, Trevor gets golf. Any jealousy here about the golf cart thing?
You see me in there. I was hoping, man. But I had to just get a ride in one. They were so nice with golf carts. That's a great gift by Trevor.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It's kind of fun to watch these things around the National Football League. All right, you guys go on a lot of road trips, and just for the record here, they don't really go out and experience the town. Like, it's stay in the hotel, go to meetings, grab a bite to eat, go play football. It's a quick trip to Nashville this week. Have you had a favorite road trip here in this rookie year?
Yeah, like you said, all of them are mostly quick trips. We get there and we go straight into meetings. So I would say my favorite trip's just been London, because we were all there together and we got to spend some more time with the guys. And personally for me, that was the first time I had ever went out the country too. So it was cool to go see another culture and how everybody and everything goes.
There's a lot of belief, by the way. That week altogether kind of changed this season for the Jags. Remember, they were 1-2, went to London, won a couple games, won 5 straight games. Now they hope they can win 5 more straight, because if 5 straight wins here would get you to Las Vegas.
Evan, I'm sorry. Brenton, I'm sorry. I call him Evan. I have to ask you, though, the Nittany Lions again.
Man, last time we were on here, we had the same talk.
Do this again.
I'm really proud of all my guys. Obviously, 10-3 wasn't what we wanted to be, but I had a lot of guys on that team who are going to come out this year. Some great tight ends. The lineage of tight ends at Penn State. We'll have another one drafted this year, and then another one next year.
You got a tackle who's going pro. You got Chop's going
Chop
pro,
Robinson,
right?
Corner. We got a lot of guys, so I'm proud of those guys, and just to see their growth and development while they were there.
All right, did you see like the big bowl game mascot stuff? I want to get Pop-Tarts or Cheez-It guy? Like, which one would you be?
Man.
He went into the toaster and he came out, and the winning team got to eat him.
The Pop-Tart guy, it was epic. Like, I mean, it made the bowl season. But the Cheez-Its, they were like, the marketing team said, we got to do something like this. And a couple of days later, they did.
I think the Cheez-Its looks a little cooler. Pop-Tart, it's just going down in the toaster. He got a little something extra going on right there. I think I'm going to rock with the Cheez-Its.
I'm a Cheez-It guy, man. It's like extra toasty, though. It's got to be extra toasty. Yeah. Hey, we're going to say goodbye to Brenton Strange. He's going to hang around a little bit. We'll ask him about the Titans still one more question or two. And we're not done yet here on Jags Report Live. The Titans are up next. The Jags need one more win. They got to go dominate again in Nashville, Tennessee. We're back on Jags Report Live. Take you up until 8 o'clock here on a Tuesday night on Fox 30.
This is the Action Sports Jags Report Live. Coming to you live from Sneakers. Sponsored by Farrah & Farrah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.
I came into the league not liking Tennessee. I hate them, but I really hate them.
I hate Josh Allen, man. He said how it is. That was last year when we asked Josh about that, and I think he still hates him. Can Josh have a big day on Sunday to help lead the Jags to a win? It will be a lot on the defense, I think. They'll play this game very much like I think they did against Carolina. Welcome back to Sneakers in Jags Beach. And Brenton Strange hanging out with us for a few more minutes. We'll hear from him about the Titans in just a bit. Brent Martineau along with Dan Hicken, Jags Report Live from Sneakers. Happy New Year once again. Half hour number 2 here on the show. It's Dan's favorite part of the show. The next 30 minutes, really.
There's one thing I do respect about the Titans, and that's Derrick Henry. Just because he's from here, great guy to cover. But man, oh man, has he stuck it to us through the years.
Yeah, he really has.
Golly, Derrick.
And here's the deal. This is his last game as a Tennessee Titan.
Right.
I feel like we know that.
Yeah.
You know, he has had 5 out of the last 6 seasons over 1,000 yards.
He's a great player.
And the one that he didn't, he had 974 in 8 games because then he got hurt.
Yeah.
He's had 6 straight seasons of double-digit touchdowns. It's been an amazing career. But here's the story. Don't let Derrick Henry beat you on Sunday. He's only averaging 3.9 yards a pop. That's a career low for Derrick.
Your keys to the game, sponsored by Greenway Kia.
Oh, here we go, right? Keep running the ball in the Jags end.
Well, they did it against Carolina, and I think you got to stay with. I think if you play a clean game like they did against Carolina, they're better than Tennessee, and I think they'll come out on top. And again, you've got to stop the run. That has to be number one thing with Derrick Henry, because you know that they're going to want to give him a farewell performance, right? So if you could stop that and then not have the mistakes, I think you'll be in great shape.
Yeah, listen, here's the deal, Dan. I think a lot of people wondered over these last month, are the Jags really that good? Or maybe it was after the San Francisco game. I think the Jags have a good football team.
Yeah.
If they don't just give things to the other team.
Right. Now, I'll just point this out. Like, Baltimore is right now the best team in the NFL. And it's always dangerous to anoint somebody.
Yeah.
But at this time of the year, they are the best team. But the Jags were down 10-7 going into the fourth quarter against Baltimore.
Yeah.
They were toe-to-toe with the Ravens. Then the Ravens dismantled San Francisco and dismantled Miami. So the Jags on the right day can beat anybody in the NFL.
And by the way, that 10-7 game should have been a whole lot different after that first half. We all know that. So that's what we're talking about. Play clean football. You can play with anybody. We'll bring Brenton Strange back in. I think he knows that. I think that they love their football team here in Jacksonville in this locker room. And Brenton, you guys really dismantled Tennessee the first time around. You played a very good football game. And I guess if you can carbon copy that one, you'll feel good on Sunday.
Yeah, we feel good. I mean, we know when we stick to our keys to victory and what we have planned out through the week that we can do, and we can beat anyone in the NFL. So that's our mindset going into each and every single game is we play our brand of football. We can beat anybody.
Is it weird to play a team twice in a season? I mean, you probably didn't do that much in college or high school. Is that kind of strange?
Yeah, I've actually never done that, but it makes the strategic stuff all that much better in football, and it makes it more fun to play football because you play a guy and you see his tendencies and stuff that he does. So that's what I enjoy about it. You get to see someone twice a year.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I mean, do you learn a lot from that first game that you can take with you? Now, because of injuries, there might be guys out, but I got to believe you can take something with you this week that you learned from the first meeting.
Yeah, for me especially, I like to just see how guys play, like physically and how they move. So yeah, that's the thing that I take away most is just seeing how they move and are they fast? What do they do? Do they like to use their hands? So that's what I take away.
You know, there'll be a lot of Jaguar fans up in Nashville. That's a trip that a lot of folks like to go to. I know you're taking your family as well, so it's a lot of fun to go up there, and it's a lot more fun when you come back with a win. So I expect to hear a lot of Duvals going on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be a party in Nashville for Jags fans. Brenton, thanks for coming out,
thanks,
man.
Brent.
Good luck Sunday.
Appreciate you guys having me. Happy New Year.
You too. Brenton Strange, a rookie tight end out of Penn State, with us here tonight. Now let's bring in Action Sports Jack Stuart Weber. He has a little bit of a history lesson for everybody when it comes to these Tennessee Titans.
As the Jaguars get set to take on Tennessee, let's give you a little historical context for the series with the Tennessee Titans. And it actually started in 1995 against the Houston Oilers, then the Tennessee Oilers. But here in Jacksonville, the rivalry really started in 1999. That was the year the Titans were born. There were 3 meetings that year. As Jaguars fans know, all 3 of those, including the one in the playoffs, went to the Tennessee Titans in the AFC Championship game, ending what might have been the best Jaguars season ever. So far, the Titans lead the overall series, including that one playoff game, 34-24, including a very memorable night. It was a Thursday night. It was cold, and the Jaguars had these hideous gold color rush jerseys on. You remember that? Well, the Jaguars fell behind 27-0 in that game. Luckily, they've never worn those things again. They are gone forever. Forever. Despite the great year in 2017, the Jaguars actually lost both of their games against Tennessee that year. That was part of a 9-out-of-10 streak for the Titans, including the following year in 2018, the memorable play, Derrick Henry burning the Jaguars, as he has done many times in this 9-out-of-10 streak. He went for 99 yards, snatching Leon Jacobs' soul along the way. We all remember that play. It was just bad. But how about some revenge against Henry? And it came from a Jacksonville kid, Shaquille Quarterman. This was 1 year ago, the trip up to Nashville, and that forced fumble really turned the tide, not only in this game, but perhaps even in the season, as Quarterman getting some play, knocking the ball loose, a turnover for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and eventually a victory for the Jaguars on the road at Tennessee. A very similar play, though much different circumstances, to end the season. How about Rayshon Jenkins? We all know the forced fumble. Josh Allen takes it to house. Interesting that 2 plays, 2 forced fumbles leads to 2 victories over the Titans for the Jacksonville Jaguars in that great year 1 season ago. We'll see if they can maybe get a 4th straight win against the Titans. That's what they need in order to win the AFC South this weekend. For Action Sports Jax, I'm Stuart Weber.
Don't forget about that Shaq Quarterman play. That is one of the most memorable but kind of forgotten plays in Jags history just last year. When we come back, what is on the menu? New Year's resolutions for the Jags from us.
Okay.
We'll help them out.
I like that.
When we come back.
Yeah.
In Jags Beach. Thanks for hanging out with us on Jags Report Live.
This is the Action Sports Jags Report Live. Coming to you live from Sneakers. Sponsored by Farrah & Farrah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.
You got to bring that same mentality. I mean, you take a breath, you know, you're on a 4-game skid. So very happy that we won. Does a great deal for our confidence, but let's continue to build on it and finish the season right.
I'm in that locker room every game, and I cannot get Foye Oluokun to smile. I just can't, not even after a win. I am going to make it happen.
He's a serious guy.
He is attention to his job.
Maybe just tickled him under the chin, he laughed.
Yeah, you can try that. Welcome back to Sneakers in Jags Beach. Jags Report Live. What is on the menu here in 2024?
Oh.
That looks like a little buffalo chicken Caesar salad.
Wow.
That's what I'm guessing.
All right, I like
Pretty good.
that. Yeah, we're going to find out.
All right. Hey, obviously it's a big time for New Year's resolutions. While you jump into the food, which you normally do, no matter what the rundown says here on Jags Report Live, I will give my New Year's resolution for the Jaguars, and it's quite simple. I'm not going to look that far ahead. I could go offensive line and everything off season. Let's stay right now. Just make the playoffs. And you know what I say? Bring on Flacco. because it's going to run out sometime.
Okay.
I'm not as high on this Flacco stuff as the whole world is. He's played great. He's also been picked off 8 times in a month, and it hasn't mattered. It should matter. He is making more mistakes than it looks like. He's getting away with a lot of stuff. I would love for the Jags to have a chance at the Cleveland Browns here in Jacksonville. And one other thing, the Browns have been a different team on the road versus at home.
All right, I like that. I like that. And listen, if the Jags win Sunday, they'll play the Browns. The Browns are locked in, right? And we'd welcome Browntown to Jacksonville because we'll send them back home with a big L, and we send them back home for the winner. So I like your resolution. I'm going to go off the board just a little bit, and I'm hopeful for a 2024 is a big year for the Jacksonville Jaguar franchise. We need that stadium ready to roll.
Very good.
Right?
Yes, I like that.
So I wanted to push that thing through. Yeah. I want a good deal for the city, good deal for the Jaguars, everybody happy, and a big, beautiful stadium that we can all enjoy for the next, 40 years.
Make it happen, and I'd love to be in Nashville in May when the owners approve that at the NFL owners meetings.
Let's
go. There we go. All right, another topic here on what's on the menu. Bill Belichick.
Oh.
Is he done in New England?
Yes.
And if so, where does he end up?
I think it's a mutual thing. I'm just guessing. I have no inside knowledge, but I think it's a mutual thing. I think it's one like Kraft is okay, ready to move on. And I think Belly, who wants to set the record, wants to go somewhere where he can win. They're in a rebuild up there. It's going to take a little time. They're in a tough division. So I think Belly leaves and goes someplace else. I think he'd love to go to the Chargers, but I don't know who the Chargers want. Do they want Harbaugh? Do they want Belichick? Who do they want?
It's kind of like when you came over from the other station. You
I
mean, you still had plenty left in the tank.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, who wins the national championship? Washington or Michigan?
Who's going to win?
Yeah.
I think it's Michigan's time.
I do too.
I think it's Michigan's time. I think, boy, they beat up Alabama in the trenches. Didn't think I would say that. And they would have beat them worse if they weren't their own worst enemy in some ways. And hats off to Michigan. It was a great win for them.
Tell you what, Washington's fun to watch. And
this is
Michael
really good.
Penix is awesome. He was terrific last night. How about this? Just this scenario you can paint. Harbaugh, meaning John, number 1 seed, looks like the best team could win a Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
The same year his brother, Jim, could win a national championship for Michigan.
How about that?
That is unbelievable. And I think Jim's going to the NFL after this regardless, don't you?
Did you see who Michigan plays next year? Washington, Texas, Oregon, USC, Ohio State. Win the title and get out of there.
That's right there. With NIL and everything else, definitely get out of there. All right, when we come back, we're getting out of here for now. We'll go back to the main set and talk a little defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And big game coming up, obviously, against the Titans. Can the defense do it again? Can Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker do it again? We'll talk about it right after this.
This is the Action Sports Jags Report Live. Coming to you live from Sneakers. Sponsored by Farrah & Farrah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.
A great group of guys around me, man, that's pushing me. And, man, the play, like I say it all the time, man, the play's going to come. You do your job, man, the play's going to come.
Listen, I think the interior on defense is so critical to those other guys getting their job done. Roy Robertson Harris sacking each of the last 2 games. That's a positive sign. I think we've seen Devon Hamilton make a couple more plays. Front's playing better.
Well, I think, too, Roy Robertson Harris a year ago started to really play good football down the stretch. And so it's that time of the year. So hopefully he can keep that going and call on what he did last year. Maybe he's more of a November, December, January guy. And if he is, hey, more power to him. We need him.
Nothing wrong with that. Say hello to Brenton Strange. We're about getting out of here with the Jags rookie tight end. And good to have some of the fans out and about getting some autographs and pictures here on Jags Report Live.
Did you know that I have been told I've sighted him? In the back over there is a dude with a Titan shirt.
Well, we're going to find him.
Yeah. I see him back there. He doesn't even know I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm looking at you. I see your shirt. Yeah, I see you. I see you. Oh. Yeah, you get out of here.
How about
you get out of here?
Get security. We'll boo
there
that guy.
Boo. Boo.
Boo.
Yeah.
Who let him in?
I don't know. We're friends to everyone here.
So we'll be invading Nashville this weekend, by the way. 6 sacks on Sunday, of course. Still a big topic. Here's the deal. They have a chance, Dan, to dominate the line of the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
They are 3rd worst in the NFL. They've allowed 62 sacks this year. This isn't the old trenches of the Titans.
Yeah. So, listen, Josh and Trayvon had a field day against Carolina, and you're suggesting more of that coming up on Sunday, which would be great. And if you get that push from inside, from Roy Robertson, Harris, and those guys, then you got a real chance to make some things happen on the outside.
Anything can happen in the NFL. I mean, the Cardinals just beat the Eagles last week, so you always have to be ready. But the Titans just aren't very good, folks. They're 5-11. They've been outscored by a bundle. Their turnovers aren't – I mean, they're just really not a great football team. But any given Sunday, and they're going to try to spoil the Jags season.
Your Tackle Tracker, sponsored by IHRS, tackling hair loss.
Tyson Campbell with 8 tackles.
Wow.
I thought he was pretty physical, actually, in the run game. It's good to see Tyson back a bit, got a little more playing time. They'll need him down the stretch.
Got to have him.
Gets DeAndre Hopkins this week, too.
Now, how many is Foye behind?
He's tied.
They're tied.
Tied with 1 game to go with Zaire Franklin.
It's going to be good.
Could lead the league in tackles for a 3rd consecutive season. We'll see if 23 can get it done. You know, it's interesting. The Jags have flipped the script this year. Last year, they lost 5 games in October.
Yes.
This year, they won 5 games in October.
Okay.
Last year, they lost the game to Detroit to start December, then won the rest.
Okay.
To get into the playoffs.
Okay.
This year, they lost the first 4 games of December, but won the last 1.
Okay.
Isn't that kind of wild?
And now you're playing the Titans for the AFC South Championship.
Don't flip that part of the script.
No. Don't flip that. Keep that the same.
Keep that the same. The only flipping part of the script there is you're on the road instead of at home. So there we go. Made it work. When we come back, Aspen's up next.
Doggone.
And word is we're having some tryouts for potential replacements in 2024.
Aspen had a bad year. And, you know, it's a cutthroat business in television.
It sure is.
If you don't perform, you go.
On to the other station.
Yeah.
Welcome. Good hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Jags Report Live on Fox 30.
This is the Action Sports Jags Report Live. Coming to you live from Sneakers. Sponsored by Farrah & Farrah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.
It sucks. Losing. Awful. That's why I want to win. Because you don't sleep. You know what I mean? It's not about, we'll go into the offseason with a good note.
That's Mike Vrabel, the Titans head coach, and he was not happy today.
It looks like he wanted to tear that reporter's head off.
He did. He was asked about what the game means, and I think he's been frustrated all year long. It's going to be interesting to see his future in Tennessee as well. Potentially could land in New England, according to some rumors. We'll see. Welcome back to Jags Report Live. Brent, Martineau, Dan Hicken. It was good to have Brenton Strange here on the show tonight at Sneakers in Jax Beach. Playoff edition coming next week, we hope, here at Sneakers in Jax Beach. And only a couple more times. Well, this is it, actually.
Swan song.
This is swan song for Aspen.
Yeah.
To get it right and end on a good note.
I mean, come on, dog.
It's time for Ask Aspen. Sponsored by Subaru of Jacksonville on Atlantic. The right choice for your next vehicle.
Resolution. You are? Let's see what it is. All right, are you ready to work on your New Year's resolution? You are? All right, let's do it. Make your pick.
Winner.
Hey, good job, Aspen. She's a good-looking dog. But here's the deal. We are looking for replacements, just like the Jags will try to upgrade.
This is a
We're
beautiful
looking
dog.
to do the same thing.
This dog has a little more personality than Aspen.
Yeah, and already
a little more swag.
Already a big-time winner. Undefeated.
Champion.
Championship game.
Yeah. Just keep it in mind.
Do you know the mascot? name there in Washington?
That's Husky.
Just Husky?
I don't know.
I think you might be right, actually.
I don't know.
It might be Husky. Listen, the ultimatum is it's either Olivia or Aspen.
Yeah.
But we got to keep Olivia for Jag Social, 7:30 on Fox 30, coming up on Friday.
Favorite show of the week.
Yeah. Hey, don't miss the show coming up on Friday. Hopefully have some playoff editions of that show.
So it all comes down to this, man. Sunday, up in Nashville, House of Horrors for the Jaguars, but they won there last year. Go play a clean football game. Hopefully Trevor comes back. Trevor's had a lot of success against Tennessee. He's won his last 3 games against them.
Yeah, him and Doug. And by the way, he didn't put on a show last year in that finale, but he did in that 36-22 win. It's one of his best games of his career. He looked really good in the 34-14 game this year.
Yep.
You start adding up what he's done against Indianapolis, what he's against Tennessee, it's very good. So here's the deal. You hope Trevor plays. We'll get more of an idea tomorrow on the Trevor stuff. Christian Kirk could be activated this practice window. Zay Jones could be back. The Jags could be as healthy as they've been in a long time entering Week 18, and that is hard to do in the NFL now. Jags get a win, and they could maybe make some noise in this postseason.
Got to watch out for those Jacksonville Jaguars. They're getting healthy. Go get a win on Sunday, and then the tournament, anything can happen in the tournament,
You got to get a win. Got to beat the Titans. Got to get in the playoffs. Get that 10 wins. Get that division champ, and get to the postseason. Hopefully we'll see you next week in Jacksonville at the bank against the Browns. Thanks for hanging with us here at Sneakers in Jax Beach. Happy New Year. Good crowd out here tonight, even with that Titans fan here in the crowd. I think he's been voted out of here. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching the Action Sports Jags Report Live. Coming to you live from Sneakers. Sponsored by Farrah & Farrah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.